As a hurdle coach, I always want to be laser focused. I always tell my athletes that the hurdle event is something that's very, very technical. And I personally feel that I'm a very technical hurdles coach. So therefore, with the hurdle calculator program, I wanted to be very, very technical. I want it to be where you can do the basic analysis of your hurdle race to very complex and get really, really deep into the weeds, right? And so it's for the beginner hurdle coach to the extremely advanced, okay? But the biggest thing for me is I always wanted to keep things all in house, okay? I can compare things instantly between a hurdler's race to what I want them to shoot for their target goal and things I wanted to do at practice. So, give you an example, a lot of times, and still to this day, I have tons of binders with protective plastic sheet over certain pages for hurdle touchdowns, to hurdle splits, to stride patterns, to tons of different articles, to different workouts, to different variations. Well, I'd always catch myself just flipping through those binders. Well, then that's where I was like, hey, can I create something where it's all in-house on my computer, where it sort of gives me a snapshot of all those things combined, so I'm not having to flip through or hey, let me try to find it in my binder. Was it this binder or was it that binder? So that's why I started working on the hurdle calculator program, was simply to help myself out as a hurdles coach and to speed up the process of analyzing my hurdlers' races, to figuring out what spacings they had to do, because I always had to do the calculations on a piece of paper or on a calculator. So I wanted to be able to just have the calculations done and it's automated for me. So the biggest thing is, when it comes to hurdle practices, I knew the splits that needed to be the equivalent to performance target times that I wanted. However, I wanted to be more efficient. So I wanted to know what the cumulative touchdown time was for hurdle 6 or hurdle 8, or hurdle 5 or hurdle 1. And so I would usually write it down on a piece of paper and take it with me to practice. Great. But the biggest thing I didn't have is, if I had spacings at 850 for the men, I knew I wanted to be around 1 flat to less than 110. However, I didn't know what the practice spacings were for the cumulative times, what that equated to for their performances and their target goals. So that's what led me to dive in deeper into the hurdle calculator program. And now I can set any spacings that I want. I just did this for a coach. Is, hey, if you're hurdling at 120 for the girls or for the guys, well, you put in their goal time that they want to achieve, so 14 flat, and it's now going to give you the cumulative times based on those spacings that they have to hit within practice. That's going to be equivalent to the target goal time. Now I know I can go to practice like, hey, look, we have to hit these things. These are the parameters. And I can give a handout to the kids. Now it's, oh, coach, I see now why you're saying I got to hit 103 or 1 flat, right? Or have a certain stride pattern for this and change things up for the 300 hurdles or 400 hurdles. So now I've done it to give a visual. But at the end of the day, for me, the hurdle calculator program was simply built to help myself out. And I've been amazed of the feedback that I've gotten from coaches of how much it has benefited them, of speeding up the process of what spacings to have, to, hey, now I can just take a measuring wheel and go 118 and I know what are the cumulative distances to put the hurdles at for the spacings that I selected. And I'm so thankful for that, because at the end of the day, the hurdle calculator program was being built for a solution and a problem that I was trying to do myself as a hurdles coach. So, I want to keep improving this. I want to keep hearing people that are utilizing their feedback to make it better. I have big plans for it, but at the end of the day, I want people to know that why I created it and what was the intentionality of it. And also, my mindset is, again, as a hurdles coach, it can be from a beginner's hurdle coach can utilize it to an elite hurdles coach, and that you can go minor into analysis to knowing things, or you can go really, really deep into things. So there's a spectrum of how one can choose to utilize the hurdle calculator program. And that's exactly what I want. I can make it simple, okay, for those that want to keep it simple, or those that want to go really deep and dive into even deeper things from the hurdle standpoint to make it from a technical standpoint, as technical as they want to be in their hurdle analysis and how much they want to break it down. So hopefully that makes sense. I'm very passionate about it. I'd love to be able to see it grow and go into a web-based platform, but it costs a lot of money. So that is why it's being slowly built and just based off of Windows and not a Mac, because that is more money now I got to be able to do it, to be able to allow it to work on a Mac. So I appreciate you guys' support. I hope you guys are having a great day, and God bless.